And again, welcome everybody. This is Chris Johnson. We're going to get right into how to double your sales using purchase intent and local online marketing. And just a quick heads up, I'm not going to be able to see the questions as we're going through the actual content. So I've set aside a full 45 minutes to an hour after the event so that you can get your questions answered, and any questions that go beyond that time period, I'm happy to answer them all via email. So you will get the answers to your questions if you put them into the chat panel. And I've got a special bonus for you at the end of the event that I just wanted to see that we'll get to on the hour. And basically, there's nothing for sale here today. You can't buy anything on this webinar. I'm literally doing this because there have been some very dramatic shifts in online marketing in the last 6 months. We've been, buried in it basically because we're running the agency using these changes to make a really large impact, and it's made a lot of the other techniques that are out there a little bit outdated. So I wanted to bring you this information so that as you go into your marketing systems and you look at what you're doing, that you can make sure that you're focused on the highest return on investment activities in your business. And that's what today is all about. So I will answer all of your questions at the end, and I've got a very special offer where me or a member of my team, but everybody that's here during the event today, you'll get me on the phone at the end where I'll actually run over your marketing campaign, make sure that your website is okay, and I'll tell you about how you get access to that at the end of the event. So with that, we're going to hop right into it. You should be able to see full screen. And this is how to double your sales using purchase intent and local online marketing. And specifically what we're talking about here today is how to get your business to show up on the front page of the search engines, but more specifically Google, because it drives the most amount of quality leads, and how to get your business so that it shows up in that 3-pack that shows up at the top, and then solidifying that ranking by having other websites, including your own, that show up in the search ranking. So when somebody is looking for what you have to sell, they see you in that 3-pack with more ratings and reviews than your competitors, which I'm going to help you with here today. And they also see you in other rankings underneath that 3-pack, which solidifies you as the expert and the business that is getting the majority of the phone calls for people that are using the internet to search for your products and services, right? And I wanted to start with some testimonials here, because there are some people here on the event who have never met me, and you've never been on one of my events. We run at least one of these trainings every month, and we've got a lot of advertising out there. So welcome. If you're just coming into our fold and our free training environment, I think you're absolutely going to love it. And I just had a couple of testimonials that I wanted to run through, because I know there's a lot of information out there about online marketing, and to be candid, there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I wanted you to know that A, there's nothing for sale. Yes, this is good information, and what you're about to learn can make a significant impact in the sales in your business. So this isn't brag or whatever. I just want you to know that this is worthwhile information, and that, here running the agency, we know what we're talking about. So Jason Scott there up in the top left-hand corner, his ROI is running at 358% year-to-date, leveraging the strategy that you're about to learn here today. Jen Nichols up there in top right-hand corner, she runs a custom furniture manufacturing company, which is really cool. And shortly after we got them on the front page of Google, they did $50,000 in sales in a 2-week period. So they're absolutely thrilled. Their business is on fire with all these new online leads. And then James Lowen down there at the bottom, he is the #1 rated mortgage brokerage in Canada right now on Google, and increased his business by 48% more mortgage deals, which is pretty cool and profitable, and that's what we're going to learn. So again, I'm not trying to brag or whatever, but it is important to know that I've been doing this for 11 years now, and really online marketing is what I'm passionate about, and helping business owners have that aha moment where they go, oh, wow, this works a lot better than the Yellow Pages used to, or any of the other advertising methods that I used to. And I'm not saying that it's the only way, but the one thing that we believe in is that it's most likely the highest return on investment that you can put into your marketing and advertising, and that's why we focus and train on it. And most recently in the last year, we've been featured in Success Magazine in their online portal, and by Entrepreneur Magazine. So again, We're not a fly-by-night, and you can rely on this information to get you results. So if you want more local customers, you have to get this. Google has basically done a really good job of getting people to search for anything that they're looking for. You and I, both, when we're looking to purchase something, we go onto the search engines to do our research. And in 2010, they published this study on their Latitude Longitude blog that says that roughly 97% of people conduct research online before buying locally, so before they make that local purchase. So for us, that's important to note because 90% plus of your customers are using search before they purchase. And what they're doing at that phase is they're getting all their options, right? What we want them to do is to choose you. And this is, again, just like 5 or 10 years ago, people used to use the Yellow Pages because it was a reliable source of local businesses where they could get what they were looking for. And it has now transitioned to being that source to now being online. Now, the great thing about this is that the search engines, and Google specifically, needs to feature local businesses that are reputable, that give a good user experience to that end person so that people will continue to come back to use Google. So this is one of our clients, an orthodontist in Guelph, Ontario, and we've got them ranked in the #1 position and the A position on the maps with more ratings and reviews than their competitors. So when somebody is in Guelph or they are looking to book an appointment with an orthodontist right away, their business is featured in front of those people, whether they're using their mobile phones or their desktop computers. And I want the same for you. And the great thing about the most recent changes that we're going to talk about here today is that this helps all different kinds of businesses. We have businesses in every single one of these categories ranked on the front page in their local marketplace, actively getting phone calls and customers into their businesses using these strategies. So mortgage brokers, lawyers, well, obviously you can see the screen, you can read them all, and there's more than that, but obviously you can see I kind of like mashed them all onto the slide there. So it's important to note that basically regardless whatever industry you are in, especially in the mortgage business, our clients and customers are going online and doing their research there before they make the purchase decision. It's our job with our online marketing to get in front of those people when they're at the moment of making their purchase decision and be the most reputable option so that it's easy for that customer to come and find us. So Social Times saw a really interesting study where 81% of shoppers conduct online research before buying. And if you look specifically at the mortgage business, and the reason why we're using the mortgage business is because it's such a large transaction and so many of our clients and customers are in the financial services industry. Check this out. This was a survey that was done that shows that more than a fifth, 23% of U.S. consumers who purchased a mortgage over the past year did so through the internet or an online channel, which is an 8% increase over their 2012 findings. So that was a study that was done in 2015. So if people are using this research method and purchasing possibly the largest transaction that they will ever make in their lives, it reasons that no matter what they're purchasing, they're going to be going online and be comfortable starting that purchase decision online and doing business with a local business. So how do we get all these ready-to-buy customers to choose you? Well, it's actually pretty simple in concept, right? 88% of customers now trust online reviews. That was a study that was done by Bright Local, and I'm sure you can look at your own purchase behavior and say, yeah, I check online reviews. I make sure it's from a real person. I'll read 3 or 4 reviews before I'll book a trip or I'll go online or I'll do any of those sorts of things. And if you think about your own purchase behavior, look at Amazon. They feature ratings and reviews right on the front page with any item that you look to purchase. If you look at TripAdvisor, you're going on a vacation or whatever it is, you see ratings and reviews and pictures from people that stay at the resort. You know, no longer do you have to get hoodwinked into the pictures that are 10 years old and you show up at the resort and, you know, it's not what it was depicted to be. In the world today, you now know exactly the purchase decision or the purchase experience that you're going to have at the business because of other people that have gone before you. And that is the most powerful conversion tool that you have as a small business owner, is to get your customers to talk about the incredible experience that they have with your business. Now, here's the downside of that. If you're here on this webinar and you don't provide a phenomenal experience for your clients and customers, this isn't going to work for you. So now is probably the time to leave the event and spend your time elsewhere today, because I don't have anything for you. You have to be a reputable business. You have to care about your customers. You have to really, really work on good user experience with your clients in order for this stuff to work for you. And again, truly in real estate. And then obviously the big 900-pound gorilla in the room, Google, featuring ratings and reviews from real people right there on the front page of the search engines. And that testimonial that you just saw from James Lowen, there's his ranking when somebody's in the Burlington area looking for a mortgage or mortgage services. He comes up with 298 ratings and reviews, and that number just continues to tick up using the systems, again, that I'm going to teach you here today. So 88% roughly of your customers are using reviews to decide who to give their money to, and that's their choice. And that is what this is all about. So if you want more customers, you got to show up on the front page with more reviews than your competition. Again, in theory, very simple concept, but when it gets down to actually optimizing your website, getting those ratings and reviews from their customers, it can be incredibly difficult, which is why I'm hosting this event for you. I'm going to give you our systems to make it as easy as possible and to give you a step-by-step process to follow so that you can actually get these results. Now, here's the great news. This system just got even more powerful because Google has transitioned into artificial intelligence search, or this thing called RankBrain, okay? And artificial intelligence is changing SEO faster than really anybody thinks. And there was actually another really interesting article that was published by Wired Magazine that I'm going to email you the link to after the event. And that article talks about the Google engineers actually underestimating how fast this change was going to impact search. So it used to be that when you did a Google search, there were algorithms that programmers had written that kind of had a logical format to them. So if person searches for local business, go find local business results and show most reputable on the front page. And there was a, that wasn't the actual algorithm, obviously, but that would be like kind of the logic or process that Google would go through in order to determine which businesses to show up on the front page. Well, at Google, they have now relinquished control over those algorithms and have given it to this artificial intelligence RankBrain. So they don't actually know how this system is determining what to put on the front page. They know the input that it gets, and they know the output that it puts out on the front page, but the actual engineers at Google don't even know how this RankBrain is choosing to feature these businesses. It's absolutely incredible, and I don't want to go too far into it, but what it is the same system that is beating chess champions in chess and figuring out how to drive a car. They've taken that same knowledge and applied it to search, so that our search results get us exactly what we're looking for. And this RankBrain has now been able to identify purchase intent. And so it's able to look at a search that somebody is typing into Google and determine whether or not that person is researching something to buy or whether that person is ready to buy that thing today. And it changes the front page based on the purchase intent and the behavior that that person has, which is astounding. I mean, it is fundamentally transforming the way that online marketing and digital marketing is done. So I've got 3 screens up here, and I've been pouring research into this on my own. So every time I travel, I do different searches, and I have core key phrases that I keep typing into the search engine to see what type of output it's going to put out for me. And we have our engineers that are working on this as well. Our internal team at the agency is working on this, all looking at how this RankBrain is responding to the different searches and the different types of things that we put into the search engine. So this is a really good example of purchase intent at work. So most recently, I was in Huntington Beach a couple of days ago down in California checking out the surf. Aside there. So while I was there, I went in and I did a search for Huntington Beach mortgage rates. Now, the reason why we're using this as an example is to show the journey of purchase intent. And you can do this in your own business. It doesn't matter what you sell. The search engine will give you a similar type of result. So mortgage rate is a phrase that gets the most amount of search traffic in the mortgage industry. So most SEO companies or online optimization companies will have that as a core focus for optimizing their websites, right? They want to get that traffic because it's the most amount of traffic online. But when I do that search, you'll notice that there's no map on the front page. And at this point, there's no advertisements that are being shown on that front page either for that particular search. Now, there's still ads showing up for mortgage rates, but for that particular search, it didn't. So what that's telling us is that Google is not seeing people search for mortgage rates and then fill out forms on loan officers or mortgage brokers' websites. It's traffic where people are looking for data and statistical data on mortgage rates and what they're doing, but they're not turning into buyers at that moment. They're too early in the purchase cycle to be considered by this RankBrain to be a quality lead opportunity, right? So then I changed my search, and in the middle, I typed in Huntington Beach mortgage lender. The front page changes. You get ads up at the top. There's 4 ads up there at the top, and then a map with 3 local businesses that are featured. So now we're getting warmer. Somebody that types in mortgage lender is further on in the buying cycle looking to actually purchase something. But then when I type in Huntington Beach mortgage, which is telling RankBrain, hey, I want to get a mortgage today, it gets rid of the ads up at the top and features the 3-pack right at the top of the search results. And underneath that, it shows rating and review websites and social sites that relate to mortgage lenders in that specific market that can help that person. And it works the same for mortgage brokers, mortgage lenders, whether you're selling running shoes or you're a chiropractor, you're a dentist, doctor, lawyer, it doesn't matter. This applies to all of your businesses. The best quality leads are now identified by this artificial intelligence engine. So if you look at the way that a purchase is done online, there's 4 phases. There is awareness. So that person has just figured out, okay, hey, I want to buy something. I'm going to go out and I'm going to start researching it. So if it's running shoes, they just type in, random phrases like, what are the best running shoes in 2017? They're not yet ready to purchase. They're just looking at all of the different brands. They could be interested in, well, they're just looking for the best option, right? So it could be Nike or it could be New Balance or whatever it is. They're kind of open at that point. Then they're going to do their research. They're going to look at the different options. And then they're going to say, okay, I think based on the reviews and the way that things look and the pictures that I've seen online, I'm looking at a green Nike shoe, okay? So then they go out and they actually start to evaluate all of the different retailers that are going to offer that particular item. It works the same in every industry, the mortgage industry too. People start off looking at mortgage rates, but then they look at mortgage rates for specific products. Then they start to learn about things like prepayment penalties, and then they're wondering about those. Then they really need to evaluate their options as to whether or not they should be dealing with a broker or a branch or a bank or whatever it is. Then they're ready to actually make the purchase decision, which is what we're most focused on. We only want to talk to the leads and the people that are ready to purchase today, right? Right there at the bottom of that awareness cycle. So this is so cool, because Google is now looking at that part of the purchase process and identifying all of the keyword phrases that relate to purchase today, and they're lumping local businesses in front of that traffic in that 3-pack ranking. So in the world of SEO and search, there's this thing called the long tail, or the search demand curve. And it shows us that the top 100 keywords really only cover a very specific part, or a small part of the searches that are happening. Then it's the top 500 keywords behind that, top 1,000 keywords behind that, and then you get into the long tail. And long tail are these long search phrases or strings that people are typing into Google that in many cases Google has never even seen before. But roughly 70% of the searches that happen online happen in this long tail environment where it's not just area name mortgage or area name chiropractor or area name orthodontics. It's give me the best orthodontist in Guelph that has reviews in 2017. And there may be somebody that has searched that for the first time. Well, this RankBrain still identifies that phrase as having purchase intent and wants to show a local business on it. So in traditional SEO, or ranking on the front page in front of these purchase customers, you would have to pick every single one of those phrases and create content and create a relevant experience on your website for every single key phrase that you wanted to optimize for. And this change has completely eliminated that, because now Google is able to do this thing, which is essentially word association. So they've got these word clouds or bubbles where Google is able to identify if somebody's interested in, let's just say, orthodontics, right? Because that tends to be a good one. If somebody's looking for an orthodontist, it knows there's thousands of purchase phrases that somebody could potentially type into the search engine and still want the end result of going out and doing business with a local business. And Google's now smart enough to look at all of those search phrases, and as long as your website is set up properly, it will show you in front of all of them. So what we're seeing is when we have a really well-optimized website, we're the best ranked in the local marketplace. As soon as this RankBrain starts to modify our environment, our traffic goes up on these key phrases, and we see people coming from key phrases through Google Analytics that we've never seen before, because this engine is starting to feed those people into the business by identifying them. It's really cool. So this is the largest source of new business that's already looking to buy from you. They already have purchase intent, and that's the most important part, because purchase intent and a purchase intent lead, they act completely different from somebody else. So it's like a Yellow Pages lead used to be. So the person either pulls out their phone or their tablet or their desktop, they sit down, they type in a purchase phrase that says, hey, I want a mortgage today, or I want to do business with somebody today. You show up on the front page of the search engine with more ratings and reviews than your competitors, and this is one of our clients that we ranked in Silicon Valley. I mean, one of the most technically advanced competitive marketplaces. We've been able to go in and rank a mortgage broker in that marketplace, or a mortgage lender, I should say. Anyway, that person sees that business with more ratings and reviews, they pick up the phone, they call, they're ready to go right now. And the reason it's important to establish that is because if you compare this to Facebook or any other type of social or interruption marketing that's out there, even a billboard or anything like that, what you're doing with that style of advertising is you're pushing your message into the marketplace. You're interrupting somebody with a Facebook ad, or you're interrupting somebody with a Twitter advertisement or a LinkedIn advertisement or whatever it is. You then have to put that person through a cycle and follow up with them via email, follow up with them via phone, put them into a marketing system. This is actually a snapshot of a marketing system that we have for our Facebook ads. I'm not saying that Facebook ads don't work. Absolutely they do, but it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. And it's just a different style of lead because they're further along in the buying cycle. And then you've still got to overcome that person's objections, right? Now, the reason why I share that with you is because as a business owner, your time is the most valuable asset that you have. And when you're advertising on Facebook, you're getting people at the awareness phase. You're educating them through the research phase. You're helping them through the evaluation process to choose your business, and then ultimately leading them to a purchase decision. On Google with purchase intent, you just have people that are calling you that are ready to make a purchase decision right now. So what I'd like you to do is, for a second, think about your purchase phrases for your specific business. What do you want your customers to be searching for on Google when they're looking for your business? What is it that those people search for? And type them into the chat. Let me know what you're thinking, and maybe we can work on some of those lists while we're going through the Q&A, or I can respond back to you via email and help you to kind of refine that list. Because if you can identify kind of the top 5, you've got a great start to a traffic campaign. So you should be smart and focus your marketing on the lowest hanging fruit first. So if you've got some lofty goals in your business right now as far as the sales targets that you're trying to hit, it's my recommendation that you focus on this Google traffic first. Then once you tap all of the leads and the profit that you can get from that on a monthly basis, then you expand your marketing system out to these other avenues like Facebook if you need them in order to close that business, right? Now, and we'll go through this really quickly because I want to get into the content and give you the actual checklist and show you what you need to do in order to take advantage of this change. But I did want to let you know that this opportunity is even more important right now because all the traditional dominators that have traditionally owned that SEO in your local marketplace, they're being replaced right now. We had one of our clients in Setauket who was not even in the top 20 pages of search when we started on their campaign. And we were able to push them up into those search engine rankings in a reasonably short period of time against some pretty significant competition using what you're about to learn here today. So how do you rank in the new artificial intelligence world and show up for search phrases with purchase intent? Let me give you our formula. So very simply, again, from a very high level, you have to prove to Google that you are an authority in your business. You need to prove to them that you are a local business that has that authority, and then you need to prove to Google that you are a reputable local business with authority. If you can hit those three things, we're finding that this artificial intelligence search engine is responding best to those three things. So in order to do that, you've got to overhaul your website and make sure that you're seen as reputable. You've got to do local optimization to feed local information into that engine so it knows where you are and that you're the expert in that marketplace, and then you've got to engage in social selling. So in order to overhaul your website, here's what you do. You got to do keyword research, which is very basic. I'm going to walk you through this. Traditionally, people are giving you all these tools that you can use to like reverse engineer your competition and everything. You don't need any of that complicated stuff anymore. You can take what you already know about your business and do the keyword research that you need to get started with this. When we're going to go through a brainstorming exercise, I'm going to help you through that right now. Then create content. So most people leave a static business and they think, oh, hey, I don't need to update my website because I'm a local business. I'm not trying to get national rankings. Well, that has completely changed. And feeding fresh blog content into the search engines on a regular basis is incredibly important. And then you've got to fix your website as far as the structure. And again, I'll show you how to do that. So keyword research, now is the time to kind of get rid of all the distractions, pull out the pen and paper or pull out the laptop, keep your notes. This is where we actually get into the nitty-gritty of setting this stuff up. So as a local business owner, what are your 5 best-selling products? Or what are the 5 types of products that you sell on a regular basis that people are constantly looking for? This is your product suite. So this is going to capture the people that are looking for your products or services. So this can be I'm assuming that we're getting some questions here about mortgages. So you've got first mortgages, you've got second mortgages, you've got private mortgages, you've got VA mortgages, all of those different product types, those are what you want. Same thing, if you're looking at orthodontics, you're looking at braces, you're looking at Invisalign, you're looking at potentially, you may or may not have this as part of your practice, but you could have potentially whitening services, all of those things. So the people that are looking for the product, you've got to have your best or highest traffic product items listed. So write 5 of those down on a sheet of paper. Then write out what problems do you solve, because people are going to go to the search engine to either type in a product name or ask Google a question to get an answer, right? So what answers are your customers looking for? What problems do you solve? So again, I'll keep with the mortgage thing because that's our thread now, right? So if somebody goes to the search engine and types in how to get the lowest mortgage rate in area name, right? That's a problem that you want to solve for that person using a piece of content, right? Or if you're running, say a running shoe store, how do I run my first 5K race? When somebody types that in, you want your local business page to show up with more ratings and reviews so that you can sell them all of the equipment that they need in order to go out and run that 5K race. So you've got your top 5 products and then the top 5 problems that you solve. And these are the questions that you get asked in your business over and over again. And then I want you to add your localizers. And I've kind of done the research for you here. This is what we do on our internal accounts when we're putting this stuff together for our clients. So you want best, because people are going to search for, best mortgage broker or best orthodontist or best lawyer in area name, right? Or near me, so lawyer near me or lawyer in the actual city name. People are going to look for top rated, and people will type local into the search engine. So they're looking for a local lawyer or a local orthodontist, local mortgage broker, lender. You get it. Then the final localizer that you should have in there, and this is really, I don't want to call it sneaky, but it's an interesting way to go about getting really targeted traffic, your competition. So people will be searching for your competitors' names, and you can actually optimize a part of your content to list all of the competitors in your marketplace so that you show up as the other option in the marketplace. And the really cool thing about that is what you're about to learn here in the next section of the webinar that we're going to go through is how to become a top-rated option. So when you rank on your competitor's name, but you've got more ratings and reviews and testimonials than your competitor, you're switching who gets the phone call off the front page of Google because people trust the online ratings and reviews and want to do business with the best option in the marketplace. So you want to have your competition in there as well. Now, for every main keyword that you want to rank for, you need a page or article on your website. Now, it's very important, and I don't want anybody to get confused here. I'm saying main keyword. You remember those word associations that we just talked about, we learned about, right? So if you're looking for second mortgage, you don't need to write out a second mortgage rate, second mortgage lender, all of the phrases that are associated with that. You just need second mortgage. Google will do all of the work to find all of the other buyer-related phrases that are in that category of search. So all you need is the main keyword. That's why you don't really need any keyword tools to do this research. As long as you know your business and you know your customers, you just need the main phrases. Google will do the rest of the work for you, which is really cool. Now, on that main keyword, you need to create an article. And this is kind of what it looks like. So we had a client that came to us who wanted residential construction mortgages. So we wrote a blog, optimized it on page on the actual website itself, and then directed some links to that. And we were able to rank on the front page in a reasonably short period of time. Same thing for reverse mortgages. Created the content, put it on the website, drove some links to it, and showed up for reverse mortgages in that local marketplace. So in order to create your content quickly and easily, all you really need is the topic, which is the main keyword, and then the 3 main questions that you get on that topic over and over again. Add one question they should ask that they probably haven't thought of. And the reason why you do that is to position yourself as the expert that's actually helping those people. And then a call to action, your phone number, your email address, how you want people to reach out and get in touch with you in your business. Now, best practices for your content should be 600 to 1,000 words. What we're seeing is the larger the article is, the better you can make it, the better it will perform with your readership and also within the search engine. So 600 to 1,000 is good for a local small business, but if you can do more, do more. Use the main keyword in your title, use the main keyword naturally within your content, and consistency is key. You should be posting a new piece of content at least once a month on your website. Now, another interesting little tip here for you, we've just noticed that both Facebook and YouTube have started transcription services. So if you don't like to write and you're better at talking to your clients on the phone, what we've been doing is taking audio files, and you can just pull out your smartphone and record an audio file and upload it into YouTube. And YouTube will transcribe your entire audio file. You can then just copy that, paste it onto your blog, and essentially YouTube will write your content from an audio file for you when you upload it as a YouTube video, which has saved us a bunch of time, and hopefully that little tip will help you save a bunch of time as well. So I hope you enjoy that. Now that you've got your keyword research and you've got essentially a content plan for those 10 main phrases that you want to rank for, we need to fix your website so that Google knows that that is the topic that you're all about. And in order to do that, this is actually our internal checklist. So when we onboard a client, these are all of the things that we check. So you've got to analyze the meta title tags and the meta description of the website, and that happens on the home page and on every single page of content on the website. Now, warning, we're going to get a little bit technical here. If you have any questions, just type them into the chat panel. I'll answer all your questions during the Q&A, help you out with this stuff. And then I've also got an offer where one of our team members will actually go onto your website and create a report for you, essentially, that shows you whether your title tags are set up properly and how to fix them, and actually get on the phone with you for a half hour and actually walk you through the process of fixing them. And again, there's no charge for that. It's absolutely free. And I'll give you the information on how to take advantage of that at the end of the content here today. So essentially, what you're looking at for meta tags and title tags, this is the code of your website. And traditionally, when you're looking at a local business, most local business owners just look at how their website looks from a graphical perspective. You've got to understand that Google doesn't actually see your website because it's not a person, right? It just reads your website. And I would say probably more than 75% of the website analysis that we do are missing this. And it is the main title tag of the website. You can think of that like your introduction to Google. So when somebody goes to Google and does a search for your product, right, they want to buy it. They want to buy it today. They have purchase intent. Google's ready to give that customer to a local business on the search engine. So Google's going to go out and introduce itself to all of the local businesses that it sees as relevant to that person that's going to be a buyer. So when it comes to your website and says, hey, I see that you're in the category of this person, what they're looking for, what are you all about? If your title tag is empty, your website is literally responding with nothing to Google. So there's no way for it to identify that you want these customers. So you've got to make sure that your title tag holds your main key phrase that you want to rank for, and that should be the #1 purchase intent phrase in your local marketplace. So either the product that you sell the most of or the service that you want to push the most should be in your title tag, as well as your business name and a local prompt or indicator as to where your business is located. And that, again, I've got that outlined in the text there. If you're using WordPress, there's some fantastic plugins out there that will actually walk you through the process of doing this. My favorite is Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T. You install it as a plugin on your site, and it will literally kind of walk you through the steps of setting this up. Now, you've got to do this on the home page of your website and every content page that you have on your website as well, so that each of those individual pages has a specific descriptor to give to Google to tell it that you are in each of those categories. And those are the main keywords that you brainstormed. Then underneath that, you need a sitemap, right? That's using a tool called Google Webmaster Tools. And this is just the blueprint of your website. So it's just like building a house. When you build a house, you take the blueprint for that house and take it down to City Hall and register it with the city. Your website is just like a house that you've built on Google, and you're taking the blueprint of your website and you're giving it to their City Hall, essentially. And what you're doing is you're pushing all of that information into Google. So you don't have to wait for the spiders to come out and crawl your website. You can automatically feed that information into Google, and that does help index you faster and rank faster in your local marketplace. Then you want to analyze the header tags and the image optimization on every page that you've got. So your images are important because pretty much everybody uploads their images as image1.jpg, image2.jpg. What you want is your keywords as the image file name on your actual website itself, so that when Google looks at the website, it gets another keyword indicator that your competition doesn't have, which is going to give you an extra check mark box over your competitors and help you to overrank your competitors in that local marketplace. Then you want to analyze your blog and your site content. And this is incredibly important if you've been given a website by potentially a franchise or even a designer that has designed and written your content for you. If you haven't written the content on your website, you've got to go through and just make sure that it passes just, the general content analysis online. And you can do that using a tool called siteliner.com. And that will also tell you whether you've got duplicate content. Duplicate content is a really big deal. You want to make sure that all the content on your website is unique and 100% new to you. The other thing that you need to do is analyze your site load time. So if your website is slow, Google won't want to direct people there because people don't want to wait. So you've got to make sure that your site loads in less than 2 seconds, and you can check your load time by going to tools.pingdom.com. And I would recommend that you take either a screen capture of this, or you can send an email in, and I'll have one of the team members or myself, I'll bring that to the meeting if you request the analysis, and you can have this for free. And then you want to analyze for mobile compatibility. Just go to Google and type in Google Mobile Friendly Test, and they'll give you a test to see whether or not your website is mobile friendly. I'll show you that in just a second. And then what we do is we use either Moz or Ahrefs to double check your competition so that we can actually map out a plan so that we know how long it's going to take you to actually rank in your local marketplace. So if you want to rank, you have to be mobile. We'll go through this really quickly because I want to keep going on the actual content of how to get this stuff fixed. But there are now more searches for your products and services on mobile than there is on desktop. So I believe the most recent study that I saw is roughly 54% of all the searches that are happening online right now are happening on mobile. So you can go to the mobile tool, Mobile Friendly Test over on Google, and just type your website into that web page URL box. If it says, awesome, this page is mobile friendly, you're good to go and you're going to show up in that mobile search result. If you get the red X, you need to either get a mobile responsive website or develop an independent mobile website for your site to make sure that you're not penalized in the search engine rankings and you're able to show up in the mobile search results, because Google has a separate essentially ranking algorithm that positions the websites in the mobile search results, and then a different one for desktop, and you want to make sure that you're showing up in both. Now, the other thing that you should absolutely have on your website is Google Search Console. And what Search Console does is alerts you if there's anything on your website that Google doesn't like, or you've got broken links, or if there's anything wrong with your website, Google Search Console will identify it for you. But what it also does, and the most important thing that we use it for, is to track your inbound traffic and analytics. So it will show you what search phrases you're ranking for. It will show you where your traffic is coming from and how many links you're getting built to your website, how many external links are going from your website out. All of the indicators that are going to show you how well your website is going to perform happen inside Search Console. And this gives you a really good idea for new keyword ideas or where you can strengthen your content, or overall how your business is doing in the online search environment. It's a very valuable tool. So a simple Google search for Google Search Console and install that on your website. The other thing that you absolutely must have is Google Analytics. And don't just get Google Analytics for your website. Make sure that you set up the conversion codes that Google Analytics gives you. And what that allows you to do is track your traffic all the way from, okay, person found me on this keyword, came to this page on my website, filled out this form, and became a lead. And you'll be able to identify which key phrases have the most purchase intent for your specific business, because you can see those people landing on your website, filling out the form, and becoming a lead in your business. Now, it doesn't track the phone calls that come into your business, but that's okay. You can manually track those and input that information, or just manually track that information. But the web forms still give you some great insights as to how many leads you're generating every month and what your return on investment is just from the web part of the marketing systems that you put in place. So For your website overhaul, these are your must-have action items. You got to overhaul your tags and your site structure on your whole site. You need a keyword-based content plan where you're producing and publishing content at least once a month. You need a mobile conversion plan. Make sure that you've got a mobile website on your existing site. Set up Google Search Console and set up Google Analytics. You've got to have those 5 things if you're going to be successful in a long-term play in your online marketing. So that was our website overhaul. Now let's talk about some local artificial intelligence optimization, and then we're going to get into engaging in social proof selling. So local optimization, this is more important than your website structure. What I just took you through to fix your website, that's a one-time thing that you've got to do, and then just keep an eye on it just to make sure that nothing breaks. But once you do all that heavy lifting once, you're kind of done with it. It's the off-site optimization that's going to push you up the rankings and push you past your competitors. This is a study that was done by Moz, which is a very reputable blog about SEO and search rankings. And basically the top 3, the blue section, the orange section, and the green section, all say that links are the most important ranking factor to your website. It makes up more than 50% of what's going to move you in the rankings. And when you're in the local space and you're dealing with this new artificial intelligence, it is the #1 place where you should be focusing your efforts on increasing your ranking. And all you've really got to do is reverse engineer what the top ranked businesses in your local marketplace have already done. Do that and then do it a little bit better than them. Right? And that's enough to move you in the rankings past them. So there's a free tool out there called moz.com/research tools/OSE. moz.com/research tools/OSE. You'll have to excuse me here. I'm going to have a quick sip of water. We're going reasonably quick here. And you type your competitor's website into that tool. So take your main keyword that you want to rank for, punch it into Google, look at the sites that are in the 3-pack, take their website address, and punch it into this Moz tool. And it will give you their domain authority, page authority, the number of links that they have to the main domain, and the total links that they have built to their website. And I realize this is technical, but this is what has to be done. You don't have to do this work if you don't want to, if you don't have the time, that's okay. But you have to understand what work has to be done so that you can make sure that the person that you bring in-house to do it is doing the right job. Or if you hire an agency like ours, you want to make sure that the work is being done. You just have to manage the process. You don't have to physically do any of this stuff, but you got to understand what it is so that you can get the end result, right? So your job is then to create more page authority, more domain authority, more backlinks and citations, and more reviews than your competition. So this is a basic spreadsheet that we kind of print out and put in each client file that ranks where we are, where our competitor is in that local marketplace, so we know how much work has to be done in order to become the leader in that specific marketplace. And that's really how to outperform your local competition, building links. Now there's 3 main types of backlinks: local, contextual, and authority. A local backlink is from a local website in your local marketplace. Most of these are either citation sites or local business directories, right? So all you do to find the highest quality local backlinks in your marketplace is go to Google and type in your area name and then business directory. And Google will give you the top links from the top business directories in that local marketplace. And all of these websites will allow you to list your business in their directory for free, right? You submit your information the exact same as it is on your Google My Business page. They will index that. Google picks it up and then sees the links from all these reputable sites. And then the more competitive you need to be in your marketplace, you just broaden that out. So if you've got an even larger market outside of your market, then you go and you get all of those local backlinks and you create this epicenter that you grow from, right? Then there's contextual. These have to do with your specific industry. So if you're in the mortgage world, you want to get referenced on mortgage blogs, on association blogs. It doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're a chiropractor, you want to be published in the chiropractic journals, in chiropractic blogs, other people that blog about chiropractic. You want to be listed in those services. And all you do is type in your niche and then blog, And again, the ones that show up on the front page of Google already have page authority, already have link juice that you can tap into to, again, help boost your rankings. And then the third, or a source of those contextual backlinks, can be local news outlets, charities, local schools, nonprofits, associations, your local vendors, and the local paper awards that happen. You want to make sure that you're listed in all of those as well. And then authority links, these are your Google My Business page, your Yahoo page, your Yelp account, and any review site that's specific to your industry. So if you're a doctor, you want to be ranked on, WebMD. You want to be listed on those. If you're in real estate or mortgages, you want to be listed on Trulia, Zillow, right? So the first one is Google My Business. If you don't have one of these sites, this is what shows up in the 3-pack. Your website is the foundation that your Google My Business page sits on top of. So all this optimization that you're doing to your website is going to boost this Google My Business profile into that 3-pack. They're free. You can get it by signing up at business.google.com. Then you want to make sure that you set up your Yahoo and your Yelp. So smallbusiness.yahoo.com. They've now partnered with a third-party agency where there's a little bit of a fee. I think it's $39 to set up your local business page, and it's still absolutely worth it. I believe it's called Abaco, and we've set those up for our clients. But if you want to do it, you've got to pay the fee in order to get that, and then make sure that you've got an account on Bing by going to bingplaces.com. That way, you're listed on all 3 of the major search engines: Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And then you drive new quality links every month to your website, and you just need to surpass your competitor with the page authority, domain authority, backlinks, and then online ratings and reviews. So it's my recommendation that you take a sheet that looks just like this, or this screenshot from the event, post it up in your office, and track this on a monthly basis. Now, this is one of our other clients who's ranked in Brooklyn, again, another very competitive marketplace, using the exact structure that I just gave you. That's what we were able to use in order to get her ranked. Now, you see, Yale also has 22 ratings and reviews. Her nearest competitor has 5. How did we get those ratings and reviews? And this is the final step to getting the highest quality leads possible, and that is engage in social proof selling. And again, if you have any questions up until this point, just type them into the chat. I'm happy to answer any of your questions during the Q&A, which we're about to get into here in just a second. So this is a process that I absolutely love, and it's called the Social Survey. And it's actually through a company called Social Survey. This is a paid service. And what happens is every time you get a new client or customer in your business, they send out a survey after you've successfully closed that business. And it doesn't matter whether you're a small retail store or you're a large mortgage agency. It works the same way. You ask that person if you can follow up with them afterwards. Social Survey automatically sends them a survey and asks them strategic questions. And one of the questions is, would you give us a 5-star rating and review? And if they answer yes, it automatically lands them on the thank you page that allows them to leave that review on Google and on the other sites. Now, it's my recommendation that you get Google reviews first. Focus on that engine first until you are dominant in your marketplace on Google, and then you can go to the other sites like Yahoo and MSN and Yelp, but focus on those ones first. Now, the way that we're using this to create instant profit so that we're actually profitable while we're going up in the search engine rankings is inside that email that gets sent to them after they say, yes, I would leave 5 stars. We're also asking them to refer their friends and family members and say, thank you so much for your experience. And in some businesses, we're able to give a coupon, or other businesses, it's just a simple, can you review your friends and family or send them over to us? Now, if they're not happy, it goes to your customer resolution team. That review never gets posted online. The other thing this tool does is that once those reviews are posted, it actually makes a social post on your Facebook account, your Twitter account, your LinkedIn account that shares that testimonial with all of your following on social media. It's really cool. I highly recommend it. So that's the process to getting those ratings, reviews, and testimonials. So here's what we've just learned. Have the best website in your marketplace, use a little bit of local optimization, and engage in social proof selling. Now, overwhelm is the #1 thing that keeps people from success. I see it all of the time. So let's focus just for a second. First off, we've got the highest quality available clients that are using Google to search for what you have to sell. They're available right now because of this change to artificial intelligence search. When you take the right steps, you can get results just like you've seen throughout the presentation. Now imagine just for a second, and this is important, what is your business going to look like when somebody searches for your product and service and you're ranked on the front page and you've got more reviews than your competitors? What would your business look like if you had that? How many people in your specific industry are looking for what you do online, on Google? It's an important question to ask. Now, this is also a limited opportunity. You have to act now and you've got to stay consistent, because every time there's a major change to the search engines, the people that are ranked at the top move around. And it's the people that stay consistent that maintain that ranking. Right now, we're in a position where a lot of the rankings are bouncing around, and you have the opportunity to sneak into that front page and take advantage of this artificial intelligence search. So basically, this is what I want for you. I want you to show up on the front page when people type in the phrases that have purchase intent. I want you to show up with more ratings and reviews than your competition, and I want you to capture those leads on both mobile and desktop so that you're getting the phone calls. Now, here's the big question. Would you like me and my team to help you? Again, there's absolutely nothing for sale here, but what I am offering you is a free 30-minute consultation and a 12-page analysis of your website, where my team will analyze your website, put together a document, show you what's broken, show you how to fix it, and then get on the phone with you and help you map out your online ranking plan. We'll even help you reverse engineer your competition, because we've got paid tools internally that'll give you that information as well. And it's a little bit, I don't want to say more reliable, we just prefer to use it inside the agency. So you get access to our paid tools, and we'll walk you through the whole process. You can claim that for free right now by going to connectionincorporated.com/analysis. That's connectionincorporated.com/analysis, and that's the name of our agency, Connection Incorporated. So connectionincorporated.com/analysis. Click the green button, fill in a little bit of information about you, your business, and that will take you to a time trade link where you can request a time to get on the phone with myself and our representatives. Now, what I did want to show you is a dashboard shot from one of our clients in the mortgage industry. Specifically, in the last 30 days, they've had 24 mobile calls. This is the dashboard from Google My Business. It just shows mobile phone calls. So there's roughly double the amount of calls happening in the business because of the people that are finding it on desktop and just calling in off the phone, and the visits to the website, which some of those people are filling out the forms and requesting more information. And what that amounts to is more than a lead a day that's coming from this strategy in this particular marketplace, which I believe is somewhere, this particular screenshot was taken from an account in Tennessee. And this one had 137 mobile calls in just 30 days. Now, this is an industry that has a lot more search traffic than mortgages specifically, but it just goes to show you it doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're tapping into the front page of Google, it's the majority of the available customers. So it doesn't matter how much volume is being done in your marketplace, it's where the customers are at, right? And again, I won't go through the rankings and all of the client rankings that we've done. I mean, we're kind of across North America. You've seen throughout the presentation, you know, Silicon Valley, Brooklyn, you know, we've taken some really major markets like San Diego, and it doesn't matter what business you're in, the process works the exact same. So I think you get that, right? I'm not going to belabor that point because I want to get into the Q&A because we're right on time at an hour here. So here's what you're getting for free when you sign up for the analysis, a 12-page website analysis. Some of them will be 14 pages. It depends on how many errors we find on your website. Hopefully it's only 12 pages. And then how to fix that in that document. We'll reverse engineer your competitors using our paid tools and map out your ranking plan. And we give you a 30-minute phone consultation where we help you set up a plan for reviews and get through that reverse engineering analysis to make sure that you've got a solid plan to get results. So go to connectionincorporated.com/analysis to sign up today. Another testimonial here from somebody that went through that process and became a client who's in the professional moving business. We've purchased an additional truck for the fleet to handle the onslaught, as well as hired in December 2 new employees to help keep up, which is really cool. Again, this is one of those people that was heavily fixated on Yellow Pages. And I'm not saying anything bad about Yellow Pages. It's just our customers have changed, right? So that volume that he had lost and was wondering where it had went, we just tapped him back into it, which was obviously pretty cool. And that's his ranking: Hamilton Professional Mover in the A position, and the #1 spot locally. So the value on what we have to offer here is, again, these are, I mean, the paid tool is $200 a month that we use, but it's a $900 value today that you're getting here for free when you book that call. Now, why am I willing to offer this? Well, first off, I want you to succeed, but I've got some simple guidelines. So this is not for somebody if you need money today. So this natural organic rankings process takes time. Every marketplace is a little bit different. There's no set, it takes 60 days. Each marketplace is different, and we'll be able to tell you on the phone roughly how long it will take. If you need to make money today, I suggest working your centers of influences, or there's other options out there. This isn't that strategy for you. If you're in a shady business or MLM, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I won't help you. So don't bother filling out the form. If you can't help local customers, if you're a national business and you don't have local positions on the map that are available to you, I can't help you, and I don't engage in any shenanigans. So if you're looking at, doing post office boxes or trying to trick Google in any way, I'm sorry, I can't help you. We don't engage in any of that stuff. And if you can't handle an influx of new customers, this isn't for you, because as you saw with the testimonial with Mike, you've got to be able to process these customers, and we're engaging in social proof selling. So if you're not able to handle the influx and you start getting bad reviews, it's bad for your business. So I don't want to put you into a position where you're potentially going to have a problem. So you've got to make sure that you've got systems in place in your business to be able to handle the new leads. Otherwise, we're just setting you up for failure in the future, which I don't want to do to you. And if you don't have an advertising budget, because you're either going to spend your time on doing this, or you're going to have to invest in somebody in your business or in our services in order to have it done. So you've got to have some form of a budget in order to invest in this stuff. Now, who this is for, if you want to be the leader in your local marketplace and you potentially want to bump a competitor out of that space, or at least compete with that competitor in that space, this is perfect for you. If you have happy customers, beautiful. If you want an influx of new quality customers, awesome. If you want the results but don't have the time, absolutely, I think that we should get on the phone and have a chat. And if you have an advertising budget, that's important. Go ahead, fill out the form at connectionincorporated.com/analysis. I can't help anybody, and we do review everybody's application. So if you don't fit the criteria, unfortunately, you'll get an email from the team and just say it's probably not a good fit. We're only going to give the analysis to people that we feel we can truly help. Now, full disclosure, this is how I find the right clients for our agency. If we get on the phone and it's obvious that I can make you a positive ROI on your investment, I will invite you to become a client, but there's absolutely no pressure. There's no shenanigans, nothing weird. It's literally, we help you map out the plan, and I say, hey, listen, I've seen the search traffic, I've seen your competitors, I've seen the whole process and how it comes together. I know I can help you. Here's our services. Do you want it or not? Is basically how that goes. There's absolutely no pressure. Now, if that's the case, and I know I can get you a positive ROI, here's what you're getting. We're going to overhaul your website, make sure that you've got a mobile website. It's either responsive, or we'll build out a complete mobile platform for you so that you have a mobile website. We're going to integrate Google Analytics into your business, set up all the tracking so that it's tracking conversions properly, and then teach you how to use it so that you actually know what's going on inside the analytics dashboard. You're going to get a custom keyword and traffic plan based on your competition and on your marketplace where you want your customers for. You're going to get a monthly blog content and video that we produce for you and put on your website. Now, we don't have Steven Spielberg in the back room producing these videos for you, but we produce a video and we work for you so that it matches your brand and that you're happy with it. We do our monthly hand-picked link building program, our local competition outrank program, which is us going out and matching the backlinks that your competitors have so that we can outrank them, and then our local Google traffic program, which helps to boost your Google profile, your Yahoo profile, your MSN profile, and all of the other associated review platforms that you're on so that you get multiple rankings on that front page. So the total value of the program, $5,979. Your investment, normally we charge $2,000 for the setup fee and then it's $1,500 a month. But because you've invested here in the webinar and you're going to invest another half hour of your time learning this on our consulting call, I have a discount for you. And again, that's just for those of you here today that are on this event. So we dropped that setup fee from $2,000 down to $1,500, and I'm taking $500 a month off your monthly, which is going to save you today $500 off the cost of the program, but annually, because of that $500 a month discount, that gives you a $6,000 a year discount off the optimization program. And I'll pay for your social survey setup and your account, because I think it's a very powerful tool. So I'll pay Social Survey to have that account implemented in your business. That's the first bonus, which is worth $497. And then the second bonus, if we're a good fit to work together, I'm going to give you access to our Facebook Formula program, which is an 8-week training program that shows you how to get more customers from Facebook, and our Abundance training program, which is all about paid advertising, which is a 4-week training program, which sells for $497. You get those both for free. Now, we can only accept 2 clients per marketplace per niche. And again, I can only rank 2 businesses in a local marketplace. That's why that's there. So with the bonuses and everything, your total value to $7,970. And it's just $1,497 to get started if your market is still available. And I know that I can help you. So if that sounds like you, go to connectionincorporated.com/analysis. You know how much it's going to charge if you don't have the time and you just want it done for you. But the free 30-minute consultation, as long as you feel like you can get results from online marketing, we're happy to help you, even if you don't feel like that program is right for you. I just didn't want you to get on the call and be like, whoa, wait a minute, there's a cost to doing all of this stuff. I wanted you to know up front, so that, again, there's no shenanigans. We're really open. This is how we get clients and customers. It's why we produce the quality content that we do, because we're not looking for everybody. We're looking for the right people that we know that we can help. So at this point, I love this quote from Robert Frost. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all of the difference. And when making small little choices like this, purchase intent, in my opinion, should be the #1 focus of all marketing in companies, and then grow from there. And I want you to make that decision. And the first way to take advantage of that is to go to connectionincorporated.com/analysis, book the survey. Let's see and get on the phone and see if I can help you. And if so, let's travel down the road together. I'd love to help you out. If not, you can do it on your own, and that's totally okay. I'm happy to give you the analysis as well, and then you can go out and do everything that we've taught you how to do on your own and get your own results. Then you can leave me a nice testimonial and share this information with your friends and family and potentially send us referrals. So either way, it's a win-win-win for all of us involved here today. So with that, I realize I'm about 9 minutes over, but I hope you don't mind after an hour's worth of content me taking just a couple of minutes to let you know what the offer is and how to take advantage of that. So with that, we're going to get into our Q&A. And I'll apologize for getting out of the full screen method there, but I've got to be able to see this dashboard, and I can't see it when I'm full screen here. So let's go into our questions. All right. So our first question is from Martha. Martha says, "Hi, Chris. I don't have a website. Will this still work for me?" So Martha, great question. You do need a website in order to make this work. So think of your website as the foundation that everything else sits on top of. So if you want to rank your Google page and your Yahoo page and your MSN and your Yelp and your Facebook, all those, they sit on top of the foundation, which is your website. All of the optimization and the link building and the content that you push into that website is what inflates all of the other rankings up. Now, we're not a web development company, but we do have a staff of full-time web developers. So if you're interested in the ranking program, we will develop a site for you in-house. And there are basically 10 things that a small business website should have. And we build your website on WordPress with all 10 of those things in it, hook it up with analytics. I mean, basically, we build it so that we're going to be successful on the back end. There is an additional charge for that, but we can talk about that on the phone if you're interested. So go ahead and fill out the form, connectionincorporated.com/analysis, and I'm happy to chat with you about that. So from Laura says, I don't understand how Google knows whether I'm purchasing or just looking. So Laura, great question. Google has analytics, right? So all of the websites that install Google Analytics and hook up the forms to see that forms are being filled out, Google gets that information. They're able to take that and then feed it into this RankBrain. So the RankBrain can actually see, okay, the last time somebody typed in mortgage broker in Grand Rapids, for example, 50% of the time that somebody searches for that, they fill out a form and connect a professional that has purchase intent. If they see that same search and 0 web forms get filled out, they know there's a high likelihood that that person doesn't actually have purchase intent or want to go through in the process. They also look at, I don't even know how many other indicators they have that figures that stuff out. But they take all kinds of data from, e-commerce businesses and large-scale commerce businesses, all of the Google Shopping information that they have, and they're able to identify word patterns using that information. And then they can identify those word patterns to other niches and industries that aren't necessarily making a one-on-one sale online, but they know statistically speaking, people that have used these phrases in the past are most likely to purchase a product on another website. So I'm sure they analyze it using that method as well. So I know it's a little bit technical, but very advanced. Ray, I won't use last names here because I don't want to identify anybody in case you've got a competitor on the event, but that is a phenomenal key phrase. And yes, absolutely, that would drive quality traffic for you. Adrian, again, some great keywords there. Yeah, fantastic. So I would stay away, Ray, from rate-based key phrases unless you sell specifically on rate. And this is, again, in the mortgage industry. So if you're rate-based, absolutely. If you're not, I would go more along the lines of service or people looking for a broker or a lender, because there's enough search traffic out there to get good quality, consistent business without having to play the rate game or compete against any rate companies out there. So hopefully that helps. Yes, Adina, adding in the locator of all the different areas around you to your key phrases is a brilliant strategy. Absolutely. The one thing that I would put to that is you want to create pages on your website that are local specific. So we do things like linking out to the Wikipedia page about that specific marketplace, and then write unique content about what it's like to live in that marketplace and why it's great to live in that market. So you just have location-based pages on your website for all of the different marketplaces that you want to rank for. So that's a great question there as well. This is a ridiculous amount of information. Thank you so much, Chris. Will there be a recording of the event? So Laura, yes, absolutely. There will be a recording of the event, and I will be sending this out only to people that have attended the event. So if you, well, all of you here are attendees. So yes, you get access to the recording. Jim is asking a question. Where does Zillow come in on reviews? So Zillow reviews I would put after your main sources. So once you've built up those Google ratings and reviews and you're the top rated option on Google, then focus your efforts on those third-party sites like Zillow. So I do know some of our clients in the US specifically that are getting good lead traction from being a top rated Zillow option as well. So I can recommend it. I do see it closing business, and but I would focus on it after you focus on Google. So do we have a flat fee package? There is no flat fee package because it does take ongoing optimization, and I want to be sure that I can help you. But each marketplace is different, and we do really need to analyze it. So I would say, Jim, fill out the analysis. We'll get on the phone and see what your marketplace looks like. So thank you. This is phenomenal information. You're welcome. Awesome. Fantastic. Victor, thank you for signing up. I'm looking forward to speaking with you on the phone. Looking forward that you took the analysis. Thanks from Adina. You're absolutely welcome. From Armand says, and I'll paraphrase this a little bit. Good day, Chris. I'm Abe with all the information. I'm a new loan officer looking for a mortgage company, and when I do a search for loan officer Las Vegas, I only get results for loan officer jobs. Amazing. Yes. So, people traditionally won't search for, you may get search traffic on that. So try now going out doing a search for Las Vegas mortgage lender and see how the front page changes associated with that phrase. So we know that people that are looking for lenders rather than the actual loan officers are the ones that have the purchase intent. So you'll see how that front page changes. It's actually phenomenal. And for all of you, regardless of what industry you're in, go out and do a little bit of keyword research and then look at what your competition has done and how little reviews a lot of your competitors have. If you're in a situation like that, or even if you're in a really competitive marketplace, we can definitely help you take advantage of those local business results that are showing up and get you ranked in there. Great question from Victor. My clients are all over the GTA. Our main office is in a business area. I'm targeting residential mortgages, specifically second mortgages or mortgages for bad credit. So Victor, absolutely. So when you get a market as broad as the GTA, you need to start very specific in your local marketplace. But the great thing about this, and we have clients in the GTA market, well, you saw, it's not specifically the GTA, but we've got a #1 ranking in Brampton right now, which again was a very competitive marketplace. Mississauga, we're ranked on the front page in Mississauga. So it's those little pockets of the GTA that you rank on, and then you can tie that together with an overarching strategy that focuses on Toronto traffic or GTA traffic. And we do that in major US cities as well. We'll start with kind of the local geo indicators and use the strength that we build in that local to then capture a much larger portion of the marketplace. And that's what I would recommend doing for you. Great information. Thank you so much. Chris, I have a website and we get traffic through Google Analytics, but very few leads. So, I would say that first look at your mobile site. When on your mobile site, you've got to make sure that you've got your email address and your phone number is one of the first things that people see when you're on your mobile website. And then design from a mobile first perspective and then work back into your desktop version, because statistics are showing us that mobile is becoming more and more important. So you want to think about mobile first, and having that direct call to action is the most important thing, because when people are on the go, when they're on their mobile phones, they want either answers to questions right away, or they want product pricing and to be able to see a product, right? Either way, a phone call to you is the easiest option to get the answer, and they're already holding a phone in their hand, right? So the #1 thing that your website should do is trigger a lead. The best way to trigger that lead is through a phone call. So make sure that it's a hyperlinked phone number so that when people touch it, it's a one-click dial from your website that goes out. And then actually have a call to action. So most people have their logo up in the top left-hand corner, and then maybe a picture of their face or a picture of a product or service, and then it kind of ranges, right? But very few local businesses have a good call to action as to why somebody should reach out to them rather than a competitor. And one of the phrases that I absolutely love utilizing is find out why we're the best rated option on Google, call today. And what that does is it, potentially on mobile, they've already seen the ratings and reviews, and now you're just saying, hey, look, we're the best option, we can answer your questions, call us. And that's the easiest way to convert that online traffic into an actual paid customer or a store visit or whatever it is that that person is specifically looking for. And so I would say, look at that. Now, the other thing that you need to do is actually track it. So the problem with getting phone calls from your website is unless you're asking people where they're coming from, it's very hard to track that back to a desktop lead that's come in. So your website may be generating more traffic for you than you know, but if at the business level you don't know where your leads are coming from, it's hard to relate them back to your website. Excuse me for a second, I'm just gonna have another sip of water here. We've been an hour and 21 minutes in here. And that's phenomenal. Thank you so much for the kind words and the feedback. And I'd love it if you share this with your friends. So if you've got friends that own a business, pass my information along, or pass along the link if you think that they're a good fit for it, or just pass along our information, connectionincorporated.com, have them fill out a form, and we're happy to, send them to register for one of the events, or just help them, answer their questions. And there's just so much misinformation out there. It's just nice to help friends and family as well. So another question from Matthew. Thanks for this. I get a lot of searches on my Google My Business page, but not many calls or visits to the website. Any reason for this? So yeah, absolutely. So I would check your ratings and reviews and make sure that you're the top reviewed option. Pretty much every time we do that in a business and we surpass our closest competitor that's in that 3-pack, we see phone volume calls go up. And then again, a specific offer. So it depends what business you're in. If you're in the mortgage business, you want an offer of, I can tell you what your rate's going to be, but I can also teach you how to save $8,000 to $10,000 on your mortgage and talk about prepayment penalties or something along those lines. And sometimes it can be as simple as, got questions? Give me a call, free consultation. Happy to help. So a lot of businesses where we go in and we overhaul their websites and we overhaul their profiles, there's no direct call to action. And you've got to realize that the majority of people, when you look at your Google Analytics and you look at your bounce rate, the majority of people are probably on your site for less than 10 seconds. So if you think about an elevator pitch, the first thing that people need to see on your website is your elevator pitch and a call to action. And that call to action should either be fill out a form or pick up the phone and give me a call. And that, by making that offer and making it easy to get the contact information, you'll increase the number of people that you're connecting with. The other thing that I would say is have a look at what you're ranking for as far as the key phrases that Google's giving you inside Google My Business, and just check and see that you're ranking in the right marketplaces. So another thing that we've seen happen just most recently with this change to artificial intelligence is some businesses that come to us are ranked in the wrong category, right? So we had a client of ours that are running and I don't want to give away too much information, but they were in the services industry, and there's essentially two different types of services. So so they were listed in the wrong category. So people were seeing their business show up on Google, but it wasn't for what they were looking for. So nobody was engaging with the business. So we went in, put them in the proper category, reworked some of the content on their website to make sure that we were focusing on the category phrases that were going to put us in the right category, resubmitted and re-indexed all that information through their sitemap, got Google My Business ranking on the proper structure, and then the phone started to ring. So there's all kinds of small things that you can do that way. Another thing that might help you is we had a locksmith company, and I mean dealing. So for whatever reason, Google My Business doesn't like locksmith companies in general, just because there's been so many shenanigans in that industry of people trying to game the system, because a lot of them don't have offices. So there was a lot of post office box stuff going on. And so anyways, this client, even though they hadn't done anything wrong, they had essentially been kicked off of Google My Business. And what they didn't have was an offer. So first off, we got them re-indexed and relisted back on Google. Then we put together an offer for a discount. So locked out, first-time customers get 10% off. And just like that, we were able to greatly increase the number of calls over and above what they had already been getting on that profile by having that offer directly associated to that page. And that was, of course, after we got them relisted back on Google, which in itself was a pretty difficult task itself. But I mean, man, when you create good content and show Google that you care about user experience, that stuff becomes pretty easy, right? Fantastic, Brian. I'm looking forward to having the consultation with you. Thanks for filling out the form, and thanks again for being here. It's fantastic. So, Chris, I run a local orthodontic practice. So yes, if you've got a dentist friend of yours that you want to talk about with the program and potentially doing it together, absolutely. All I can say is that it would be two separate campaigns. So yes, we can rank a dentist. Yes, we can rank an orthodontist, but it's two completely separate campaigns, and it would need to be two separate websites as well, because you've got to be, siloed within your niche. So we've got to be able to optimize the dentist on the dentist category, and we've got to optimize your orthodontic practice inside the orthodontic world as well. So hopefully that helps. Brad's asking, Chris, I do YouTube videos, but I don't seem to get any viewers or any bumps. Any tips? So yes, when you're doing YouTube marketing, it is important to look at it as a holistic approach. So it's very difficult for a local business to go viral with their YouTube marketing, right? So you should be keyword focused on the content that you're putting into your YouTube videos. So the brainstorming exercise that we did on the keywords, you're going to make sure that each keyword that you have is specific to a video that you produce. When you produce the video, you publish it on YouTube, and then you embed the YouTube video on your blog post, and then use the content that you write on the blog post to accentuate the YouTube video. So what you're doing is repurposing your content. And again, we do that in our Done For You program, where we produce a video every month for each of our clients. So we put it on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, and take that YouTube video, put it on the blog, and it matches the content that we produce on the blog every month. So we're getting essentially a double bump as far as optimization goes. You're being indexed on YouTube, which is owned by Google, and you're being indexed on Google, and it all just works together to help strengthen your overall web presence. So hopefully that helps as well. Ray, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to having the consultation with you. Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the offer. Michael says, I love the who it's not for. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. I wasn't trying to be confrontational. I think it's just I just want to be realistic and make sure that everybody gets what they need and help as many people as possible. We're not a massive agency. We've got to be really careful with who it is that we do business with, and I just want everybody to make sure that we're all on the same level and everything's up front. Just wanted to be as honest as I possibly could, so hopefully that didn't come across the wrong way. Fantastic. Okay, so with that, we are coming up on an hour and a half. So any questions that are in the Q&A panel that I haven't answered yet, you will get an email response from me personally. I will answer your question. And yeah, so any questions that you have, just type those into the chat panel. Those of you that have requested the analysis, I'm really looking forward to speaking with you on the phone. And hope everybody has a fantastic day. Again, my name is Chris Johnstone. And I really hope that you enjoyed the content from me and my family to you and yours. Much love, and we'll chat soon. Thanks, everybody.